everybody. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 9 of the Piledriver podcast. I am your host, Daniel, joined by my other two co-hosts.
It's Berman.
It's Chris.
And before we begin, I feel like we need to make a little announcement. So, in 2 weeks coming up, maybe even less, we are going to be going on break after Double or Nothing is reviewed and after a lot of things are reviewed. So on this podcast, we'll be discussing NXT UK, AEW, RK Bro versus Usos, but the main thing we are going to get to is that AEW Double or Nothing 2022 predictions. And the winner, whoever gets the most matches right, will get to choose what the Season 1 finale will be. And after the Season 1 finale, we will be going on break for almost the entire month of June. But don't worry, we'll be back with a jam-packed Season 2, which is going to be even better quality content. I can guarantee that. So, again, guys, this break will not be for too long. But it is needed. So, without further ado, we're going to begin with a huge story today, ladies and gentlemen. Sasha Banks and Naomi have been indefinitely suspended, and now the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are vacant. Yes, they are vacant. So it looks like they're going to have a makeshift tournament between as many made-up tag teams as humanly possible. But this is the thing that kind of confused me, right? Why did NXT make women's tag team belts if they were ever going to run into this problem with the main roster belts? This literally proves Sasha's and Naomi's point in the first place. The belts don't matter, and it is insulting to any single individual you put those belts on because those belts are irrelevant. And especially in the long scheme of things, it's just irrelevant. So I think that we are being extremely petty, and they will be proven wrong, just like they were during the Steve Austin situation 20 years ago. And honestly, this is just ridiculous. So I don't really have anything much more to say. Sure, you can argue about the quote-unquote unprofessionalism, but I just don't see it. And I went into depth why I don't see it on the last episode of the podcast. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to let my co-host discuss this one now.
It's so stupid to me. I don't know why they do this stuff to these two great competitors. One of the best women to do it, and we decided this on our Who's Better, that Sasha Banks is one of the best women out of the four horsewomen. Oopsie. But it's so dumb how they treat these things, and for me, I feel like that Impact does that so better for women tag team better. They do it a little bit better than, like, they give them more respect at least than what WWE does to these people. And to me, it's just so stupid why they do this. And I can't say anything else, or else I go on a tangent. So I let Chris take it over.
Hey guys, the only good positive thing is damn well they're gonna come to AEW, so just hang in there, and they'll get properly treated as the champions they are. And freak WWE, they're stupid.
I wouldn't exactly say that they'd be going to AEW, especially Sasha.
Oh,
But hey, we can't entirely dismiss that possibility, you know? Nobody ever expected CM Punk to join AEW. Look how that happened. Well, now we're all going to talk about NXT UK May 19th, 2022 episode. We are still a week behind. Don't worry, guys. This will not be an issue in Season 2. But yeah, I'm going to let Berman discuss things first. Chris will go second, and I'll be saving my thoughts for last.
All right, so let's start off with the for episode 201. So first match was going to be Xia Brookside and her tag team partner Elisa Alexander against Emilia McKenzie and Angel Hayes. I always loved Brookside, but now with her tag team, her partner, I really don't care that much about her anymore. Don't get me wrong, her tag team partner's not that bad, but don't really care that much. But at the end, it was an okay match. At the end, the Alexander hit a knee to the face of Angel, and then Brookside got her finisher, the broken wings on her, and won the match. It was fairly. I'd give it a 5 for this match.
Oh, sorry. And then as for me, it was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad or anything, but it wasn't like particularly good. They just kind of seem who are the twins called again, Berman?
Which ones?
Uh,
The person Brookside, Brookside and Alexandria.
yeah, the blondes, right? The super
Yeah,
blondes.
those are the two blondes. Yeah, the two blondes.
Yeah, they're just kind of goofy and like whatever. So they just seem kind of like generic, if I'm being honest. There was nothing too offensive about the match, but it's pretty forgettable. So 4.
Danny.
Daniel.
Yo, so all right, I didn't know y'all were about to go in depth on this one, but I'll just say this. I'm just gonna say screw it and review the show in less than a minute and a half because I could say everything I need to about this show in 90 seconds. All the matches were very average. All the promos were also very average. All the matches were basically between a 5 and a 6. This show wasn't a waste of time, but if you were just bored looking for some somewhat decent wrestling, you got it right here. Berman and Chris talked about the first match, and I can pretty much not really say anything too different than either of those two did. And they'll probably discuss more matches here throughout, like the dog collar match, even. I just wasn't really very impressed. I'd say the best match in the show was probably the dog collar match, but even to me, that was a 6. Overall, the show is a 5.5. That's all I can say about NXT UK.
That's completely fair. It's this episode was not like super intense. It was not. It was kind of forgettable. The only big thing was kind of the rivalry and the number one contender match to win a spot in the triple threat for the UK championships, which we're going to talk really quickly about. The match was with D Familia, that was Teal Man, and Roham Raja versus Dave Mastiff and Jack Stars. Whoever wins goes into the triple threat against Mustache Mountain and Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter for the championships. This was okay. It was a pretty okay match. I knew who was going to win. D Familia, probably one of my favorites. Teal Man, probably one of my favorites in UK. Probably number 2 or number 3. It was okay. It was not that bad. It Oh, so yeah, it's not that bad. I'd probably give it probably same as 5 for me.
Yeah, same thing. It was all right, decent. I can't complain. I did what I needed to be good, fast, simple. So 5.
Yeah, 5.
Next would be the next one is the Cockroach Kenny Williams versus Josh Morrell. So this is more of like a storyline that Kenny Williams is super paranoid of these masked men trying to terrorize him and trying to make him lose the match. And he was the whole time in the match he was just getting paranoid, looking at different masked men, getting so scared at them. It was a funny match because I was like Kenny, and I already knew who was under the mask trying to fight against him, and that was Amir Jordan. So we talked that before. So at the end, Kenny did win by his finisher, the Bad Luck, and it was a funny match. So same as 5.
And yeah, hate to do it. I guess today's the 5 thing. The dog collar match, it was simple. It was a little. I was kind of a little disappointed because a dog collar matches for me. I kind of expected a little bit more, but hey, man, it's free cable or free on Peacock, so it's okay. So, I guess like a 5. That's fine.
For me, the last 2 matches were 6.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, the speed run to the review to NXT.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm doing the same thing to AEW too. I'm trying to get to these predictions.
It's
Okay,
completely fair. I just want
fair
to
enough.
give a little bit of respect. That's all. But even if I was talking about the Kenny Williams match, not dog collar, but technically, yeah,
Oh
Wild
yeah.
Road.
Yeah, you completely skipped the third match.
So whatever. Next thing that was happening was Wild Boar versus Eddie Dennis in a dark color match. A huge rivalry match between these two that Eddie Dennis pretty much injured Wild Boar for a very long time. Wild Boar wants his revenge, and he went in the dog collar match. Good match. I would love the dog collar stipulation between these two. I'm happy that Wild Boar won this, and I definitely like this match more than all the others right now. So, and it was really interesting to see dog collar match in UK mainly. So this is gonna be a 6 for me. And I think we would talk about this. So let's move on to the other stuff. That is Arcade Bro and the Usos.
Yes, the Arcade Pro and the Usos. So, what do you think about that match, Berman, on SmackDown?
It's not that bad. It kind of sucks that Roman Reigns did interfere in the match, and I felt like it was going to happen. But at least I think a cool ending happened when all the bloodline hold all the gold. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, I thought that the ending was great. And I think the ending was all that truly does matter at the end of the day. Like, the right result happened. And I will say this. If you notice, the Usos always help Roman, but Roman never really helps the Usos too often. So I feel like this was actually okay.
You already know how I feel about this, guys. You already know I'm not gonna try to make this a tangent, but of course your boy always has to fuck everything up for actual legends.
Well, hold up. You're not even letting me finish
Fine.
what I'm trying to say here.
Fine.
So basically, though, it looks like WWE are actually trying to end the brand split quietly. You're gonna start seeing Raw stars on SmackDown and SmackDown stars on Raw, and probably in a few weeks. And funny enough, the Money in the Bank was not selling out the Allegiant Stadium, so they have officially moved to a way smaller place. It is no longer a stadium. They downgraded to an arena, the MGM Grand Arena.
Wow.
Not even the T-Mobile Arena.
Rip.
The MGM Grand Arena.
They downgraded completely.
And that only sells up to 10,000 tickets. T-Mobile Arena sells up to 16,000 tickets. So I'm quite confused on that move that they decided to do. Sales must be rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, simply put, though, not just Roman Reigns, costing RK Bro the titles. Basically, it set up a summer feud for both of them. It looks like he's going to fight Riddle at Money in the Bank, and it looks like he's going to fight Randy Orton at SummerSlam. So, yeah, interesting stuff we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Is Randy Orton going to be the one?
What do you say about the Randy Orton?
Is he going to be the one to defeat Roman Reigns?
I don't know. He could. To me, I kind of want Drew McIntyre to win, and to completely honest, but
In the UK?
Yeah,
because they have that UK pay-per-view the month after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I like Drew McIntyre in general because I think he was actually a really good champion, and I would love to see him come back as a champion. So he could be the one to win, but I'm okay with Randy too. I'm a big fan of Randy too, so I can't wait. If any of those two win, I'm happy.
All right, for sure. What do you guys say, Chris?
I'm with you guys. I gotta support Randy, but also too just making sure he's okay because I heard he messed up his back, didn't he recently? From what Riddle said in his promo.
Oh yeah, Randy. No, that's why they're sending him off. Basically, the attack on SmackDown is their way of having Randy Orton off screen for like a good 6 to 8 weeks.
That's good.
So it's not like he's injured. It's just he gets to recover his back problems. Probably due to carrying Raw on his back during the pandemic.
Got him.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I thought it was a fine match. Definitely not anything super great, but it is what it is. Usos deserve their success on top with Roman Reigns, and yeah. Next, oh Lord, this was idiotic. So recently, at a live event, Joey Janela set his foot on fire and was super kicking people with his foot on fire while screaming, My foot's on fire! My foot's on fire! Like an absolute geezer. So, can we just admit this is one of the most idiotic things in wrestling history?
True, but remember that Joey Janela did too much shit that's extreme. Like he's the man of extreme.
This isn't
Even
extreme.
in
This is
AEW.
retardation. The man literally set his foot on fire.
Pause, Daniel. That shit was fucking awesome. You can't tell me
Like,
otherwise.
and I wonder why he got released from AEW.
He's
I
just
wonder why.
he's too extreme for AEW. Not even John Moxley can be this extreme.
Extremely. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
Okay.
just all I have to say is this was stupid. Like, what the fuck?
Let's move on to a really important news.
Yes.
God damn it. All right. Heartbreaking update on Kota Ibushi. So, Kota has revealed even more about the situation. He is waiting to get released out of his contract, basically, so he can reveal all. But he has revealed that his mother recently has had suicide attempts because of this entire situation. And obviously, she knows more background context than the public knows about this situation. So, again, whatever is going on with Kota Ibushi is very serious and very concerning. So, yeah, man, I don't really got much things to say about that, except I hope Kota's well. New Japan, don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes, but hopefully it all gets sorted out, or if not sorted out, hopefully the wrong that they've done can get exposed and brought to the light.
Me hope so too. It's so sad to hear this stuff from Kota Ibushi, like one of the best in New Japan. Like, man, it's really sad. I always it gives me in tears hearing these, uh, hearing this guy just talk about it or just reveal things that just is really heartbreaking. And that's the only thing I gotta say myself.
I just feel so bad for his mom, dude. That's fucking sad. I don't want anyone to go through that. Free my boy Code. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's just trying to speak
Yeah,
out the injustice of New Japan. It's fucking tragic.
it's very tragic, man, and hopefully justice is brought to the light in some sort of way. So now we're gonna move on to the main event or the semi-main event, AEW. And I know that was a bit of an awkward jump from one topic to the other, but yeah, hopefully Kota, all is well for him and his family. Now let's move on. So, AEW Dynamite, 3-year anniversary in Las Vegas. And I'm going to say everything I have to say about the show in 3 minutes or less, starting now. So, I got to say, I don't know what it was with the audio, but the crowd didn't sound quite right. Hopefully, we are way more energetic at Double or Nothing. I wasn't there for Dynamite, but trust me, I'll make damn sure that Double or Nothing crowd is not going to be a waste of time for sure. No offense to that crowd again. They just did not seem very enthusiastic throughout the show. So we got Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, New Japan Pro Wrestling Invasion. They were the former heavyweight tag champs for IWGP, and it was a great invasion, man. And Page and Punk's face-off was really awesome. You know, I can't really give the FTR match a rating because it kind of ended abruptly. So that is what it is. Cool invasion. The steel cage match, that was fun. That was great. 8.5 for sure. And I also gotta say, I did not really like the woman's own heart cut match. Honestly, I feel like Tony Storm was done dirty, and we did not need Britt Baker on yet another pay-per-view. I would have preferred to see Tony live, but I'm not going to bitch about it too much. The match itself was mid. I'm going to give it a 5. Now, again, I thought Mox and Kingston versus Private Party was a good match. I'd give that a 7, respectfully. You know, everyone went in there, did their thing. I'm very excited for that Anarchy in the Arena match. Oh, bollocks. What else was there? Oh, yeah. Joe versus O'Reilly, the main event, was absolutely fun as hell. You know, they didn't get too much time, but they didn't need it. They did all that they could with the time that they got. So that was definitely an 8 as well. Great match. Bollocks, man. Is that every match? stat every match. I think
Yep,
it
you
might
got it.
be. So yeah, honestly, this episode.
EFTR stuff
Oh no, I mentioned that. I mentioned that.
very slowly.
So yeah, honestly though, I thought Thunder Rosa's promo was fine. Nothing too special, I must admit. Jericho throwing a fireball at the production guy for no random reason was kind of funny. Jericho's a dick, just to remind everybody. Oh yeah, Scorpio Sky and America Top Team looks like they're going to throw some type of challenge on Rampage. So if a match is confirmed, we're not going to talk about it on here because this is being recorded before Rampage. So keep that in mind. So whatever match happens, it will not count on this prediction score. Plus, it's also because they are the most worthless match on the entire show. No offense, maybe a little offense to everyone involved. So, with that being said, the show was good, but it could have been better. Oh, and I forgot Starks, Jungle Boy, and Swerve. They killed it. That match was fire too. Also an 8. So, overall show, good wrestling, some good promos, but it had its misses. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 and pass it to my co-host. Quick review of Dynamite.
Quick for me too. So I loved the Great Okan, the United Empires comeback. I was happy to see that. Good surprise, fun. I am happy completely. I was complaining about this the whole time about this Wardlow and MJF cuffs thing. I was waiting so long to see when they're going to do a cuff. So you cannot take those cuffs off. I'm happy they did that. Great that they did this in this match. Perfect. Great Jungle Boy. I love Jungle Boy, Starks, and Swerve. I love that match. Great. I love that Swerve won it by a nice house call and Swerve stomp. Great. I did. I hated the women's own heart match. I think they did Tony Storm dirty. Technically, I hated it. I really didn't want Britt Baker to win. We don't need any more of her. I just didn't want to see that again. Um, I I did love the Owen Hart men. I was very great. It was fun. I always love these two technical guys, and Owen and O'Reilly is one of my favorites to see. And I give that one definitely an 8. Definitely, it could probably an 8 for me. That both that one and the Swerve match, and this whole entire paper, and this whole entire show, it could have been very better. What like Danny said, but I don't know. Definitely, I'm going to give this probably a 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and then I'll make it fast. There was definitely many highlights. I feel like the promos were great. I'm rooting for my boy Hangman because he's just like, I will defend AEW from you, CM Punk. But there was great matches. I guess the best one for me was definitely the 3-way with Jungle Boy, Swerve, and Ricky Starks. There's many great moments. There's even that funny interaction that Ricky Starks had with one of the crowd members when they shouted at him that he missed. They cut it off from television, but it was great. Just check it out on Twitter. Overall, AEW was pretty good. 7 out of 10. I didn't really like the steel cage match that much because they didn't really use it until towards the end, but for what it is, it's fine. MJF did great. He was doing his thing. So, yeah, 7 out of 10 for this AEW Dynamite episode.
Well, yeah, so we got that done in like less than 10 minutes, which is awesome. So now let's talk about what we're all here for. AEW Double or Nothing 2022. We are less than 72 hours away from what could quite possibly be the best wrestling show this year. And sure, there's Forbidden Door, there's All Out, but I get this really excited sensation with Double or Nothing I don't think I've ever gotten for an AEW show. And it's not just because I'm going there live. That may be a big part of it. But truthfully, when I look at this card, it really feels like, a full circle kind of card, You have some matches on here that feature AEW originals versus, the newer guys on the card. Like, for example, Adam Page being an AEW original versus CM Punk, who is a, newer guy in AEW. You got Team Blackpool Combat Club versus Team Regal, which features many AEW originals, but also many new faces in AEW. Then you also got the Tag Team Championship match. Again, features OGs, but features new guys. Same with House of Black versus Death Triangle, Hardys versus Young Bucks. You guys get the point. This show really feels like it's the old AEW versus the new AEW. in some kind of way without going that entire route, and I really like it. So before we begin into these predictions, do you guys have any thoughts you would like to say about the show coming up on Sunday?
I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all these matches. I can't wait to see. There's only a few matches that I'm hoping they'll be good, but I might be disappointed. I don't know. I just gotta wait to see about those. But that's all I have today.
And same here with Berman. Let's get on with these predictions, my guys.
All right. Well, there are 11 matches confirmed. There is 1 on the buy-in and 10 on the main show. And basically, the main show is going to be from 5 p.m. specific time to 9 p.m. specific time with a 1-hour buy-in show, which begins at 4. So there's that 4 to 5 show, which will feature the first match we talk about here. Hookhausen versus Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. So I'm excited for this, you know. They've kind of treated Danhausen like a bit of a joke, but I think that's being done with intention. I feel like he's going to get a show off just a little bit in this match, not too much, but just a little bit. Obviously, Hook is going to just come in and murder everybody after Danhausen gets his ass whooped for a few minutes. And Hookhausen, I think, is going to get that W. I can see this going a good 5 minutes, maybe at max 10. But this should be a fun buy-in match, and I think this will get the Las Vegas crowd ready and pumped for the main show.
Well, for the same, I would probably definitely want Hookhausen to win. That's my prediction, and I hope it's good. It's pretty much going to be more like a good comedy with Hook and Hausen kind of trying to work together. That's the only thing I have to say. It's going to be fun.
And this is going to be the greatest match of all time. We don't care about Adam Page. We don't care about CM Punk. We see Hookhausen taking their stand. I can't wait to see Hookhausen actually go forward. I want to see Danhausen actual wrestle. I've seen his early work in previous YouTube videos, shorts that have been recommended to me since his pay-per-view. And I'm so excited for this match. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think, who knows? Here's an interesting question. Will Mark Sterling get any offense at all?
Maybe one punch.
I think he will. I think he'll be able to get offense on Danhausen thanks to Tony Nese.
Rolling.
So, yeah, we all got Hookhausen. Now we move on to the main show. I constructed these matches in the order that I think the card is going to go. Okay. So I think we are going to begin the show with a trios match. The House of Black versus Death Triangle. This is going to be a simple, really fun kind of car crash 6-man tag. I think it'll go, a good 10, 15 minutes. We got Pac, Penta, and Phoenix on one team. Clearly, all of them are going to go off. And on the other, we got Black, King, and Matthews. Clearly, all of them are going to go off. I think this is going to be a very fun, entertaining match. And I would have it start the show. Because again, like how the Hookhausen match can get people pumped and ready for the main show, but this match can really, establish the fact we are here. This is the, car crash kind of opener to Double or Nothing. Started in a wild way, but not too wild, no belts in the line, nothing too crazy. So I think the team that needs this win more in the long scheme of things are the House of Black. After this, I would love to see the House of Black go into a feud with the Blackpool Combat Club over the summer. I think that would be what is entertaining. Or you could have them go after the Hardy Boys and Darby Allin. That would be entertaining too, because Sting is currently out with an injury. But yeah, you can figure out many things here. You could figure out many things here, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. I think House of Black are taking this W.
I feel the same. I love the House of Black. They're great. I love the Death Triangle too. Definitely, they should definitely win this, and definitely I'm doing House of Black as the prediction. That's all I think.
And same here. House of Black needs this win more than everything. I'm kind of tired of them messing around with Fuego. No diss to him, but they haven't had a serious feud since Cody Rhodes, and they need this win more than anything. So give it to House of Black.
I agree. So Now, I just want to talk to you guys real quick before we dive into more predictions. Obviously, we can't predict any more matches than these matches. These are the only 11 I'll count for this score. But this is just a rumor, okay? Originally, they wanted to do Red Dragon versus Darby and Sting. But Sting got injured, as you guys know, on last week's show at Dynamite. So, I don't know what the hell's going to happen on Rampage, okay? But rumor has it they might add Darby Allin versus Kyle O'Reilly to the show.
That'd be interesting. That's the only thing I would say.
All I have to say is sign me the fuck up if that's the case.
I'm ready. Just put it in, Daniel. Just go in there and demand Tony Khan and put them on the card. I don't care how you do it. Just make it happen.
That should be a good match, you know? That I really hope they add that on Rampage. If they're thinking about putting the mixed tag on there, nah. I think Darby and Kyle deserve more of a spot. So
Mm-hmm.
now, again, we're gonna have this is a streak we've had, right? Since All Out, we've had at least one big name come into AEW. So at All Out, it was 3 names. It was Ruby Soho, Bryan Danielson, and Adam Cole. During Full Gear, it was Jay Lethal. During the last pay-per-view, which was Revolution, we got Swerve Strickland and William Regal. So, is there any big presence that could debut on this show? I have 2: Cesaro and Johnny Gargano.
Oh, the same thing. I probably just would add Miro, probably. There's so many teasing. I'm hoping to see any of those 3 for me.
And just Johnny Gargano. I love to see Miro if he makes an appearance. I miss him. He's awesome.
I miss Miro too. Now, let's talk about what I think will be the second match on this card. Again, Rampage has not been recorded, so we're talking about 3 possible winners. The Owen Hart Cup Women's Final: Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander. Now, I would like to actually see Chris Statlander beat Ruby Soho and Britt Baker, but I'm going to be fair. That is the least likely scenario out of all 3. I think the final is going to be Baker versus Soho, a rematch from Grand Slam, actually, that main event Grand Slam. Fun fact. I think Ruby Soho gets her revenge. She wins the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and I think they're giving it to Ruby Soho. I think the match will probably go 10 to 15 minutes. And Britt Baker could definitely win. I would not be surprised at all if Britt Baker won. I really wanted this tournament to be Tony's, if I'm being honest with everybody. So I am a little discouraged about this match, but I'm going to give this match a chance when I see it live. It's definitely not going to be too much of a stinker, I hope, or probably. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm gonna be positive here. I'm gonna say Ruby Soho and pass it on to my partners.
This is something I'm hoping for this match to be good. This is one of the matches that I'm saying that I'm hoping this will be good. I just don't know. I hope they don't fail on my expectations of this being a good match to watch. Whoever wins between Ruby Soho or Chris Stanlander, I'll probably pick between those 2. It doesn't matter. I would love Ruby or I would love Chris Statlander. So I'd probably be Ruby Soho for me prediction to win.
Yeah, and honestly, if Britt Baker wins, I'm not surprised. She's literally the Charlotte of
No, yeah, she's
AEW.
the Charlotte of AEW, 100%.
And,
I
and,
agree.
and if I were to guess, I really hope I don't see Ruby Soho. I still don't find her wrestling style good at all. Don't flame me on Twitter. But if I'm going to pick it, I hope Chris Stanler makes it tomorrow. But you never know. Ruby will probably get it. And if that's the case, I hope this is a squash. So we should get this over with.
Definitely won't be a squash. I can. It's the finals in a tournament. It definitely won't be a squash.
It's going to be a squash, man.
But so who's your official person out of all 3?
Britt Baker's going to win. I have no faith anymore.
All right, very very interesting. So next up, this match may be one of the most hyped matches on the show, honestly. It's the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks. Yes, I think it'll be this early on the card because there's a lot of tag matches on the show. Honestly, I think this match is going to be great. I don't think it's going to be the masterpiece people are expecting it to be, but I think it'll be a really fun, really great match. And honestly, when we talk about the team that needs it more, I think it's the Hardy Boys. And honestly, when it comes down to the Young Bucks, they're kind of on this like downward spiral anyway since All Out. That's at least the story I've been getting, since they've lost the AEW tag belts. They've kind of been on this, downward trajectory. And then Kenny left, and Adam brought in Kyle and Bobby, and the Young Bucks kind of have been background characters to those guys. So yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like when we're going with that story, with that narrative, having the Hardys lose here would make absolutely no sense. So my prediction is going to be the Hardy Boys.
I can't wait for this match. This should be probably one of the best matches, or either second or first best match of the night. This is going to be interesting. One of the two best tag teams in the world, and it's hard to pick between these two because I always love these two. But prediction-wise, on who I think will win this, actually, I'm probably going to go for the Young Bucks for me.
And same here. I know the Hardy Boys, they need this win, but they're fine. They can take this loss. If anyone's gonna get this win, it's gonna be the Young Bucks.
I mean, can they though? Like, can they take that loss?
I think they can.
Like Jeff Hardy just lost to Adam Cole in a few minutes. He does not look good at all after that match.
By cheating. So technically, it's not. I think it should be okay. I think they can lose against Young Bucks and then maybe do a good rivalry, maybe against the Young Bucks again.
That's true.
Wow, so I am the only one predicting the Hardys. I genuinely, like I said, what sense would it make for the Young Bucks to win?
Because
I just don't think it makes sense.
Like what Berman said, you can start a feud between them until Kenny Omega.
But again, right? They lost to FTR. They lost to the Lucha Brothers. They lost to Jurassic Express. They've lost to everybody. So why would you give them a single win at all here until they actually have Kenny come back and gain their confidence back? That doesn't make sense. But they fuck that. The story doesn't need that. The story doesn't need that. And I'm not even being a hater of the Young Bucks here. The story that's just dumb for storyline purposes. If the Young Bucks win, very fucking stupid. So yeah, the Hardys should win. They better win, or else it doesn't make any fucking sense.
But you're about to say Berman?
Young Bucks should win. Young Bucks should win. To me, this is just a pick me up for them. If they win this pretty much gives them their confidence. And the big thing too is that probably they're thinking like, man, we need more competition. They have Hardy Boys as now good competition, and
but all that fuel for the eventual Kenny and the Bucks versus Adam and Red Dragon match is gone. If they win a single match, it's all gone.
I don't think it could be. I think they can actually do this. They can probably say, "Hey, we're the better tag team than the Red Dragons right now."
If Adam Page won every match leading up to Kenny Omega, him winning, no one would have given a shit about him winning the belt. 100%, no one. You need the losses to build character. Like this is lost common sense to me for the Hardys to win, and they need to lose more. They need to lose more. Kenny's not back yet.
Doesn't matter. They're still great. They're still good tag team.
I'm sorry. This is a stupid fucking take. All right.
Let's move on. With Young Bucks will win, and Chris, me say the same.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're moving on to the next match. I'm probably going to be right, but knowing Tony Khan, he does take some drugs, so maybe Young Bucks will win, but we'll see.
Yeah,
so next up, we got the Owen Hart Cup men's final. Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe. This is a match that we all wanted in NXT, but it never happened because Adam Cole left pretty soon, and they just gave no fucks about Samoa Joe. So, this should be fire. I expect this to go a good, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes. Same with the match prior. So, yeah, I think, again, I'm going to use logic here, just like I did with my last prediction. Adam Cole can't win, and here's why. He is the guy that does the super kick over and over and over again. You're going to give the Shawn Michaels inspired guy the Owen Hart Cup. That is the stupidest shit on planet Earth. So if Adam Cole does win, then Tony Khan is confirmed to be on some drugs every time he books these shows. And no one can literally tell me otherwise. So, yeah, it literally is a common sense thing for Samoa Joe to win this tournament. But I don't think common sense is very common these days. So I think Adam Cole is taking this whole tournament and winning with a super kick. Because fuck it.
I'm going to go with Samoa Joe for me. I love Samoa Joe, and I want him to win the whole entire tournament. So I'm going to go with Samoa Joe, and I can't wait to see this match. This will be a great match. This will be a banger, and that's all I say.
And same here. I want Samoa Joe. I feel like if he loses this match, it kind of discredits the Ring of Honor Championship because he is the current title holder, and
It does, yeah.
it kind of
It
makes him
does.
look weak. So I hope to God Adam Cole can just take the loss since Britt Baker's pretty much going to take the tournament. So for Samoa Joe's case, he
I think
needs
about
this
it. The
win.
power couple winning the cups, that does make sense.
Yeah, but I'm just like he doesn't need it, dude. Samoa Joe is just he's been rising with all these new people showing up. He needs this win to
No, I
subjugate.
agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm thinking. Samoa Joe not only has to worry about Adam Cole, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks, he has to also worry about Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and that Giant. That is an 8-on-1 situation. There is no way Samoa Joe is going to get through this fair and square. There is no way.
Well, maybe it's possible if the best friends would interfere, if they would ever do that.
If they do that, then sure. If they do that, then sure. But if not, then yeah, that's definitely a situation to be rare eerie of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, I do think Adam Cole's winning because there's just so many threats to Samoa Joe. But I think Samoa Joe should win. I agree with you both. Samoa Joe was the original person I wanted winning this tournament, and hopefully that's still locked in mind. And honestly, this should be a great match. Probably one of Adam Cole's best matches in AEW so far. Hopefully. So we shall see. Now, I think all of our predictions going to be the exact same for this match. I don't think there's going to be much disagreeing and debating at all here. Jade Cargill, Anna Jay, TBS title. I'm going to make this very quick. This is probably going to be the quickest match of the show. Probably the little break in between match to rest after the good first half of the show. No offense to them, and no offense to Anna Jay. I don't hate Anna Jay at all, but this is definitely just another opponent for Jade Cargill to slide through in her undefeated streak. So yeah, that gives it away. Jade Cargill's winning.
All right, so yeah, I'm probably doing Jade, but the big thing to me is I actually love Anna Jay, and I feel like this match will not be a squash. I think at least it's gonna be like a 5 minute match, maybe 10, just because I feel like
Probably will.
they had
Probably will.
because they had a good match before, and they could have a good match now, and I can't wait to see this. But to me, I think this could be a pretty good match too. But Jade will probably win this.
Yeah, and there's no question. I don't think they're gonna break her streak at all. Jade's cool, but I think they need to bring someone like big. Like, no, that's discredit her, but like maybe like the next big woman wrestler they bring in to destroy her streak. Because right now she's pretty much untouchable. Untouchable, excuse me. Unless of course you bring Britt Baker, then it's over in 2 minutes. But yeah, give it to
The
Jade.
only thing I could say, right, is maybe that's the point with Jade. You know how many wins Goldberg had before he finally lost?
No.
193.
Oh.
That is the record. That is the biggest undefeated streak in wrestling history. I think they're going to try to break that with Jade Cargill. Because if they didn't, I think she would have lost by now, personally. I think this could very well be going 2-3 years of her just in this dominant ass TBS run. And who knows, maybe she'll pull some, option C type of crap and become the AEW Women's Champion with her TBS title.
I kind of hope this will not happen. To me, and I don't know if anyone's gonna hate me with this. I actually really do not like that much of Jade Cargill, and sometimes I don't like watching her matches. She just, to me, feel boring. I don't know why. I don't feel that much about her. Don't get me wrong, she's strong. I don't like it, but I really hope she just probably loses it on her 50th at least. I don't want to go to a freaking 100. 50th, I'm okay with. I can't stand her kind of being a champion that much anymore. I respect her, but I don't want her to be a champion. I want someone else to be the champion right now.
Interesting. See, I actually disagree with you. I honestly really like Jade Cargill as the current champion, and honestly, especially for this title, I don't think there really is anyone on the roster currently that should stop her. Not even the
Yeah,
champion, Thunder Rosa.
Athena maybe whenever she comes.
If Athena was signed, then she could definitely take that undefeated streak. But now that Tony lost to Britt Baker, it kind of takes away that believability that was in Tony Storm. Who knows though? Maybe. I mean, Chris. I don't think we'll do it. I don't think it'll be Chris. I definitely think it could be Tony Storm. Maybe it could be Ruby Soho. Maybe, but I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I love
It
Rose.
could. It could, but yeah, the main person. If they sign Athena, I think that'll be the one.
Well, just go on to the next match. That's my personal take on Jade.
For sure. Now we go into the second half of the card, which is arguably the biggest matches of the show. AEW Tag Team Championship match. Jurassic Express, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, and Team Taz, who are Powerhouse Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks. Honestly, this match is fun. This match is really fun. I think this is going to be a classic, just like the Revolution Triple Threat was. Jurassic Express have been killing it as champions. I don't really understand the hate for their title reign. I think they're doing a really, really good job, especially in comparison to the past two horrible champions, the Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers. I think Jurassic Express are having probably one of the best runs with that title so far. So I wouldn't mind seeing it continue longer. But with that being said, I do also think Team Taz would be awesome. And I also can say the same about Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. However, I think Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, as much as I love them as a tag team, I think they are better off being singles competitors, going after at least the TNT title. So, part of me would definitely be happy with them winning those titles. I don't really think it's needed. Now, Team Taz, they've been putting in that work, and I would be very entertained with a tag title run from them, and I think it's definitely deserved. But I don't see that happening. I think the most realistic scenario out of these three is Jurassic Express retaining those titles, and they'll eventually lose the belts to Red Dragon. So that is my personal take.
All right, for me, this match is going to be great. And I don't know what you're talking about. Worst champions, Lucha Brothers and freaking Young Bucks. They're great champions. Don't diss them that much. I know you hate Young Bucks, but come on. But for me,
They weren't good.
I like them, so
Stop the
don't care.
cap.
I'm gonna go root for Team Taz. To me, I think they have the numbers advantage. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go Team Taz for me.
And then I'm probably gonna be the opposite. I kind of want Keith Lee and Swerve to take the tag team titles. I mean, I love Jurassic Express. Don't get me wrong, but it's getting kind of stale. And they have the champions long enough. And if they do end up losing, you might get the Kristen Cage finally turning heel on Double or Nothing. So that'd be great. So I'm giving it to Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland because they need it. They're upcoming rising stars.
No, and I said, hold up. Before we continue,
Mm-hmm.
I said what I said about Lucha Brothers because think about it like this, right? They were champions for 4 months, and they only really defended the belts like 2 times. If you think about it, the only feud they had was the FTR feud, so they didn't really get a run. If you actually think about it,
They had great matches during that time, so that's what I count.
Chris, can you back me up here?
I mean, I'll give you that, but it's not like it's their fault. It's more Tony Khan, the writers, doing it. But the Lucha Brothers did have good matches, not necessarily to defend the belts or anything, because it was mostly just FTR and the Young Bucks. But
Yeah, exactly. That's
I'm
my
not gonna
point.
discredit them though. They were good champions. It was just bad writing that really screwed them over. If I'm being honest here.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what's your prediction, Keith Lee and Swerve?
Mm-hmm. They're gonna take it.
Okay, interesting.
Everyone has their own.
That's good. That's good. I did not expect that at all, actually. So, yeah, now we move on to MJF versus Wardlow. This match is going to be very interesting. This is tough, actually, if I'm being quite honest. Because I could definitely see them going down the route where MJF cheats to beat Wardlow and all that, but I can also see them going down the route where Wardlow just beats the shit out of MJF. I can't tell here. I can't tell. I'm going to be safe. Okay, I'm going to be safe. I would personally go for MJF, but I think Wardlow is taking it. And you know what? I can't be against it because Wardlow definitely has the crowd in the palm of his hands right now. And yeah, we got to put that TNT title on him, like immediately after Double or Nothing. If it's not him, it's got to be Eddie Kingston or somebody. Just somebody. Save that TNT title. So, yeah, I think Wardlow taking it is the most safe scenario to predict here.
I'll probably say the same thing, but mainly because I don't think it's just safe. I just feel like I just want Wardlow to win. I just don't want MJF to win and Wardlow become his say bitch most of the time. I don't want that to happen. I want Wardlow just to be a great TNT champion and just be there, and everyone loves him. Everyone loves cheering his name. I'm gonna go Wardlow.
And same here. I miss Warlord's theme. He needs to beat MJF, and it's going to be great. So give it to Warlord.
All right. Next up, my most anticipated match on the show, the match I'm looking forward to the most. Anarchy in the Arena. Team Regal versus Team Blackpool Combat Club. This match is going to be insane, brother. You got main event talent like Mox, Kingston, Bryan, Jericho. You got an underrated ass tag team like Santana and Ortiz. You also got 2.0, who are thoroughly entertaining anytime you see them on screen. Daniel Garcia, of course, is a very, very solid technician. Jake Hager, we haven't seen him wrestle in quite a while. The last time he wrestled, actually, I believe, was the cage match with Wardlow, which was almost an entire year ago. So, yeah, that's going to be really cool to see Jake Hager live as well. Yeah, I think everything about this match is going to slap. So, this could probably be the longest match on the show. It might be. I could see it going near half an hour, maybe longer, because there's just a lot of talent in this pool. I think the story writes itself. It's pro wrestling versus the self-proclaimed sports entertainers, the Wizard and his gang. So basically, oh yeah, it's Jericho Appreciation Society, not Blackpool Combat Club. Team Regal versus Team Jericho Appreciation Society. My bad, but I see that Team Regal's winning. I think it's the most fair scenario. I think the match ends with everyone hitting finishers on Jericho, just basically getting their payback. Mox for basically getting their payback for literally all the insults Jericho threw at them last week on Dynamite.
Completely fair. I'm gonna give it to Team Regal for me. I can't wait. This is gonna be a great match. It's definitely gonna be Anarchy. It's just gonna be a great match for Regal's team mainly. And I just hope they win. If they don't win, it's a stupid decision that Tony Khan will do, and that's definitely when he's becoming high. But definitely, it's Team Regal going to win this.
And I'm hoping too that the Bullet Club they win the match. The greatest thing if they do it is that Eddie Kingston hits Jericho with his own fireball and proclaims he's the new Wizard, and then I'll be okay with that.
The Bullet Club better.
Yeah. Oops.
Danny.
Did it again. Damn. Well, all right. Next match is the AEW Women's Championship. Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. Don't like the build. I like the match. I think the match is going to be awesome. So, well, not awesome, but I think it'll be really good. And I think Thunder Rosa kills it every time she's in the ring. And I think she's going to go off here. No exception whatsoever. So, with all that being said, I think the result is pretty obvious here. I think Thunder Rosa is retaining that title, just like how Jurassic Express and Jade Cargill, in my opinion, are going to retain those titles. And there's a reason all these champions are keeping their belts, and I'll explain why in the next match. But first, I'll let these two take over before we get there.
This match definitely is going to be great. I always love watching Thunder Rosa fight, and including Serena Deeb. I love her wrestling too. This should be very good, and I can't wait to see this too. To me, I actually really want to root for Serena Deeb to win this, just because I actually like her a lot more as a wrestler too. But because I feel like it might be more obvious for them to put Thunder Rosa as winner. So I'm probably gonna go Thunder Rosa, but I would not be disappointed if they would do Serena Deeb.
Okay, you know what? I wouldn't really be that disappointed either. My only criticism for Serena right now is her promo work, and if she can improve on that, then definitely I'll be down for a title reign for her. But we all know how Chris feels about her, so we'll let Chris go off, make his prediction, say what he has to say.
Oh, this match is gonna be poopy. No, no, but for real, I like these both wrestlers. I I still discredit both of them because I don't think they're very good at giving promos, either one of them. But the wrestling match itself, it's pretty decent. I will probably give it to Thunder Rosa for the safest choice. But the biggest thing that I fear in this match, and I hope to God it doesn't happen, if somehow Sheeta comes down that ring and somehow costs Serena Deeb that fucking match, and if we see another goddamn Sheeta feud,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
lose my mind.
god!
You're with me on this,
Why'd
right,
you have to
Berman?
put that in existence? Why'd you have to put this in existence? This could actually happen. God damn it!
But Berman, you're with us, right? You think that could be a possibility that Sheeta costs
Really,
Serena the
it is
match?
early, but Kushida technically I said Kushida. Thank you for saying that. Freaking, she is injured. I don't think she's gonna walk down that freaking ring because her
She's
leg.
actually not injured. AEW actually were caught lying about it. Funny enough, because she actually tweeted that she was wrestling a match in Japan that day, and that was actually the real reason she missed the Owen Hart Cup.
Well, I don't think she is. Even if I hope they don't, because they don't. I don't hope they don't ruin a match. If they do, the stupidest decision in the world. That's all I say.
Yeah. So we all got Thunder Rosa here, huh?
Yep.
Now this match is going to be quite the division. The main event, AEW Championship match, Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk. Now. I have a lot to say about this one, so I'm going to dive right in. So this match is going to be great. And at the end of the day, Adam Page, so far, the story that has been told with him, not just since he's won the AEW title, but even before, has been great. He has basically kind of been AEW's poster boy in kind of a way. You know, he had a whole story, a whole 2-year plus story built around him. And it worked. It got him a lot of fans, and it is the reason he became an AEW champion in the first place. And honestly, that's one of the things I have to say about Adam Page. You know, he is a great wrestler, and he really is a great face. And he's kind of been nothing but a face in the past 3 years. But CM Punk clearly has been the first person to kind of get his mind off of his game. And honestly, with Adam Page being this much in a distress, that is not a very good thing. And another thing I would like to say is he kind of seems to be hostile at Punk, for basically being one of those guys that, never stopped complaining, I guess you could say, till he got what he wanted. That's how Adam Page basically sees it. And when we look over to CM Punk, though, he doesn't really understand the hostility, because if it wasn't really for, what he's done in ROH and WWE, AEW would have never happened. And in a way, he's kind of right. if it wasn't for that pipe bomb in 2011, many things in WWE would have never been brought to light from the wrestlers or, competitors involved. Sure, there was a competitor back in the 90s, but it was a completely different thing. AEW was built off of being an alternative to WWE. And when Tony Khan built the company, he built it wanting two people immediately, and that is Chris Jericho and CM Punk. And again, Adam Page has been amazing as a champion. But there is another parallel in that last promo, that face-to-face that he had, and the other one that CM Punk had. So CM Punk, when he first won the WWE Championship, it was on the way to Money in the Bank 2011 when he competed against John Cena. And that promo ended with the infamous line where Punk compared Cena to the New York Yankees before getting punched right in the face. And Punk just kind of scoffing it off and laughing at it. What happened after? He beat Cena. The same thing happened here. He got into Page's head just like how he got into Cena's head. Page punched him in the face. Page is angry, just like how Cena was. Page is frazzled, just like how Cena was. And I am understanding these parallels as I see them. This is an old man Phil redemption story. He hasn't been a champion in 9 years, and he had the sixth longest reign in history. He was WWE champion for 434 days. He was basically one of the biggest things about the 2010s when it came to all of wrestling, despite being not around for the majority of the 2010s. Then the fact that people went on for 7 years to chant CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk in arenas everywhere around the world until he came back just shows how much CM Punk genuinely means to people. And again, I love Adam Page, but he's only 30. He's got time. CM Punk is 43 years old, but I feel like I'm a kid again. And I get this energy. I see all those CM Punk shirts in the crowd. I get the energy that people are seeing their childhood hero once again too. And again, if it wasn't for people like CM Punk taking a stand against WWE, the alternative against WWE would have never been built in the first place. So everyone's saying this is very unpredictable. No, it's not. The verdict is very clear in my face. CM Punk is winning this match. And that was made incredibly clear to me Wednesday night. CM Punk is winning this match, and he is becoming the 5th AEW champion in history. And we are getting Summer of Punk 3. We got a Summer of Punk in 2005 for Ring of Honor. We got a Summer of Punk in 2011 in WWE. This is the 3rd. This is history in the making. And again, Punk had his history in Las Vegas. It's all meant to come full circle. All of it.
I think that's completely fair too. It's hard to not root for CM Punk because he's one of the best out there, and I always loved CM Punk when he was in that any rivalry, mainly the Undertaker. I was a big fan of that. It's hard to pick between these two because I always love these two, but I'm going to be picking CM Punk because I think he'd be great to see him as a champion, and he deserves it for all the stuff that he has been going through for a couple of years. So he deserves the title, and I'm hoping that he wins this.
And I hate to admit it, but if CM Punk wins, I won't be mad. I'm not. I know for like since the beginning of this podcast, I shit on him. I love CM Punk, alright. I get it. He's great and all, but in my heart, I just want Hangman just to retain forever because God damn it, I'm more attached to him than CM Punk. I don't really have the biggest nostalgia for the guy, if I'm being honest. So I'm rooting for my boy Hangman, but at the end of the day, whoever wins, I won't be disappointed. It's going to be a great match, and if it leads to more feuds between Hangman to overcome this loss or whatever happens, I'm all for it. So if CM
Yeah.
Punk wins, I understand. It's okay.
And think about it like this. Every time Adam Page wins, his character just gets better. Let's be
True.
real. Let's be real. Every time Adam Page loses, he becomes more likable. I think it only makes sense with all the parallels, with all the connections. Punk should win and Page should lose. That is the only correct answer in my mind here. Nothing else can happen. And I genuinely mean that. Nothing else can happen. If Paige wins, then great. They're trying to really push the new star, but it didn't work with Bryan Danielson. It didn't work with Adam Cole. It's not going to work with CM Punk. Business-wise, you're shooting yourself in the fucking head by having Paige retain this title. And I'm sorry if that really sounds like a really mean thing to say, but it's the truth. You're shooting yourself in the head if you keep that belt on Adam Page as a businessman.
Well, that's completely true. It's a stupid decision for them to do that.
Yeah, like Punk has to win. Like there's literally nothing else that can happen. Punk has to win.
True. Very true.
And that is the only belt I think that is going to change hands on this entire show. You both think the tag titles can too? I can definitely see that happening, both the AEW and the tag belts. But I'm just going to be safe and say only the AEW belt will change hands. So, before we end the podcast, thank you all so much for listening, by the way. I'm going to go through everyone's predictions and see if there are any changes that want to be made. First, Chris, your predictions are Hookhausen, House of Black, Britt Baker, the Young Bucks, Samoa Joe, Jade Cargill, Keith Lee and Swerve, Wardlow, Team Regal, Thunder Rosa, and CM Punk. Is there anything you would like to change?
Nope. I still stand by it.
All right, now Berman, you got Hookhausen, House of Black, Ruby Soho, the Young Bucks, Samoa Joe, Jade Cargill, Team Taz, Wardlow, Team Regal, Thunder Rosa, and CM Punk.
Nothing for me. I'm going to stick with my decision.
I got Hookhausen, House of Black, Ruby Soho, the Hardys, Adam Cole, Jade Cargill, Jurassic Express. I definitely have the most different. Jesus. Wardlow, Team Regal, Thunder Rosa, and CM Punk. I'm going to stick by all of those predictions and be daring here. So, yeah, again, the winner gets to decide what the season 1 finale of this podcast is going to be. I got my video in mind. They got their video in mind, but we cannot reveal it until afterwards, ladies and gentlemen. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how good will this wrestling show be, guys? I'm going to go off a limb. I think this will be a 9. I think we're going to get a classic. I don't know if this will top Full Gear. Full Gear from last year was my favorite AEW show to date. But I think this could be a close second.
Probably, I'm hoping for a 9, but there are 2 matches that I'm hoping will not be a disappointment and will turn this down to an 8 or an 8.5.
Which matches would those be, out of curiosity?
I say both women's matches, the championship match for the AEW championship and the Owen Hart Cup.
You're looking forward to the TBS one?
Not really.
Okay, so all 3 actually. Shit. What about you, Berman? I mean, not Berman. Chris.
I'm kind of with Berman. I don't want to be that guy, but maybe the women's matches may not be the greatest. And if I have one prediction, if that mixed tag team thing actually happens, I'm going to be really disappointed. I don't want Sammy to ruin this pay-per-view for me.
So I'm not going to deny it. Even though I am disappointed with Britt beating Tony, I'm still going to give that match the benefit of the doubt. And I'm actually thinking Rosa versus Steve will hit hard too. And I've never seen Jade Cargill live either, so I don't think I'll necessarily care too much for Jade Cargill's match, but I'll definitely be happy to see her live.
Completely fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not actually too bummed out about these women's matches. I actually am going to give them a chance, and I think they'll be good. Maybe we're hating too much on them. Maybe we are. It could be like WWE, and they could have a fucking Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie from SummerSlam on this card.
Yeah, that was a stupid match.
So
we can't understate the freaking zombie match. So that's probably the worst match in history.
Oh my god! You're talking about the lumberjack one
that
between
awesome.
Damian Priest and The Miz.
That was so much fun.
Where Buddy Murphy was a zombie.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy was a zombie.
So good.
Oh god. Yeah. Well, this has been a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Piledriver podcast. I've been Daniel,
I've been Brumman.
And I've been Chris.
and we'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.